Hello everyone. Today in this video I'll be discussing top Python interview questions and with their answers. So this is the part 2 for Python interview questions. So the first question is, explain update function in Python.
If we have to merge two lists, we need to use concatenation method. But for merging dictionary, we use this update method. Let's see its syntax first. This is our dictionary, which is our original dictionary dot update, and this is the dictionary which is added to original dictionary. It can be a dictionary or an iterable object. It can be list, tuple, anything. We will discuss this using examples in our PyCharm. So let's go to PyCharm first. So first of all, we'll take a list, which is an iterable object. When I update this d1.update L1, it should be in list form with two brackets, that is square brackets. When I run this, I'll see this 4 is added to dictionary 1, that is D1. Now, if I'll take tuple over here, I have dictionary 2, that is D2 has 1, 2 and 3. Now, I want to add just 4 as it is a single one. So, we need to put comma for making it tuple. So, when I run this, it will get added up to D2. Now, if I'll give, for example, 5, and when I run this, they both will get updated in our dictionary or D2 here. Now, if I want to update this by just 1, here we have in original dictionary D as O-N-E, but in tuple I am giving 1 with F-O-U-R. Let's see what will be the result. This will overlap. Here it won't be listening to our original dictionary. It will say tuple has said that 1 should be F-O-U-R. So it will update here and make it F-O-U-R, the updated dictionary 1. Similarly, if I'll do with list also, here I'll be writing 1 for 4. Here also it will get updated with the updated dictionary 1 as F-O-U-R. Let's see for other one. Here we have dict1 A as 1 O-N-E, B for T-W-O, C for T-H-R-E-E. Now if I want to give D equal to F-O-U-R, that means we have given an assignment operator. So here if I run this, we will get updated dictionary. This dictionary will be added to our dict1. Let's see for E is equal to 5. Here it will work. Now if I want to give here A, so it will also do the same thing. It will overlap with our new dictionary. This dictionary will overlap the original dictionary.
Second question is, find largest and smallest element in an array and also write Python code for it.
We can say either an array or list. As in Python, we pronounce it as list. So here we have taken an array in which we need to take out largest element or max element. Basically, this program works on this if condition where we will check iteratively the max element throughout the array, and whenever we get the maximum element, we will store in max variable. Now let us see step by step. First of all, we made a function maximum, and here we have taken array as our input variable. Then we will take a variable named max First of all, we will store the first element of array. First element is 63. Then we need to calculate size. Size of an array is 7. Then we will iterate one by one. So first of all, I'll point over here. Now firstly, we will check when I is equal to 0. So our value in array, I'll write ARRI. ARRI will be equal to ARR of 0 when I is equal to 0 is 63. So we will check first, is 63 greater than 63? Because max also have 63 value. So it won't go inside the if condition. Now again, for loop will work for I is equal to 1. Here we have 1 index. Then again it will check in ARR 1. For ARR 1, we will have 54 value. Now we will check ARR 1 has 54 and max has 63. So is 54 greater than 63? No. So it won't go inside if condition and again it will go to for loop. Now I will be on index 2. So for I is equal to 2, we will have ARR 2 now 98. Now we will check 98 with 63. So is 98 greater than 63? Yes. So it will go inside the if condition and max will be equal to 98. So 63 will get deleted and in max we will have 98. Then again it will go for I is equal to 3. When I points to 3, our array value, third index, 34. Now max is 98 and ARRI is 34. So is 34 greater than 98? No. So it won't go inside the if condition and again it will go to for loop. Now I will point to fourth index. For I is equal to 4, our value on fourth index ARR4 is 89. Now we will check here ARRI is 89 and max is still 98. So we will check is 89 greater than 98? No. So it won't go inside if condition and again it will go to for loop. So now I will point to fifth index. Now for fifth index, we need to have a value of ARR5 and we will have ARR5 as 42. And then we will check is 42 greater than 98? No. So again it will check in for loop for I pointing to sixth index. For sixth index 18. So I'll write over here 18. ARRI is 18 and max value is 98. So is 18 greater than 98? No. So again it will go to for loop. Since we have to check till 7, that means we have till 7. So when it will proceed for loop for 7th index, we don't have any array over here. So it will come out of the loop and will return max value. Max value is 98. Now let's see how to find out smallest element in an array. Similarly, we have array over here. We have function defined and ARR as an input array. First of all, min. So I'll write min is equal to the first element in an array. So which is 63. I'll write over here 63. Then we need to take out size. Size is 7. Then we will enter to a for loop 7. And I will work from 0 to 6th index. So first of all, I will be 0. And ARRI, that means 0th index is 63. I'll define index over here. So now I is pointing towards 0th index. ARR 0 is 63. Then we will check for ARR I, which is 63, and min is also 63. So is 63 smaller than 63? No. So it will again go to for loop, and min we have as 63. Now I will be pointing to first index. First index value is 54. Now we will check ARR I is 54 and min is 63. So I'll write 63. So is 54 smaller than 63? Yes. This is satisfying if condition. So it will go inside if, where 54 will be allotted to min variable. So we will delete 63 and will write 54 over here. Now I will point to second index 2, which is 98. Now we will compare 98 value with min element, which is 54. So is 98 smaller than 54? No. So again it will go to for loop, and I will point to third index. For I is equal to 3, our value will be 34. Now it will check whether 34 is smaller than 54. This time, yes. So it will go inside if condition, and 34 value will be allotted to min variable. So we will have min as 34. Now we will check for fourth index. ARR 4 is 89. Now we will compare ARR I as 89 and min as 34. So is 89 smaller than 34? No. So it won't go inside if condition, and again it will go to for loop. Now I points to fifth index. Fifth index has the value 42. ARR I is 42 and min element is 34. So is 42 smaller than 34? This time also it is not. So again it will go to for loop, and I will point to sixth index. Sixth index has value 18. So ARR I is 18 and min is 34. So is 18 smaller than 34? This time, yes. So it will go to if condition, and 18 value will be given to min element. So min will have 18 and then it will go to for loop. This time we don't have any element in array. So it will come out of the loop and min element will be returned as 18. So this is how we can calculate largest and smallest element in an array.
The third question is find common elements in two lists. There are two lists which has been given to us. We need to take out common elements with their time and space complexity. Also try to come up with optimal time complexity. Let's say we have a list with L1, 4 elements in list 1 and 4 elements in list 2. And with this two list, we need to take out the common elements from the list. And for this common element, we will make another list and will append this common element into it. Here in this video, we will be discussing two methods. First, a very common and easy method. And second one is also easy, but we will be making use of dictionary. So first let's discuss the traditional method, for which when we have two lists. So the first method, we will iterate both the list, first L1 and then L2, and then we will check each and every element of L2 whether it matches with L1 or not. So here it will check first 50, is it matching with 40? No. Then it will check whether 50 is matching with 50. Yes. So we will make another list with L4. This 50 will get append to a L4. Then this 50 will check with 60. Then 50 will check with 80. After that, this 100 will check all the 4 elements. Then 150 will check all the elements. And then 200 will check all the elements. Let's say if L1 has m elements and L2 has n elements, the time complexity will be order of mn. And space complexity will be order of 1 because we haven't made use of any new array or any special space we haven't used here. So let's build a program for this. So for this we will go to PyCharm, and after that we'll discuss dictionary method. So now let's run the program. Here we got common elements in both lists is 2. We want the element number also. So for that I'll print common so that I can get the exact number which is appended in the common list. So I'll run the program, and here we got 6 and 12 as it was common in both the list. Now let's make use of dictionary. How we can make the use of dictionary to reduce the time complexity. Now let's say we have 2 lists and we need to take out common elements between these 2 lists with the help of dictionary. So for this we will take a dictionary as I have also described. List is made up of key value. First we will insert L1 in our dictionary so that it will have key 2, and we will fill each key with 1. Then 4, 1, 6, 1, 8, 1, 10, 1, and then 12 also 1. Now I'll tell you the beautiful quality of dictionary. Here you can get the value in order of 1 time. But if you talk about other data types, you need to iterate one by one to get element. Here I need to search 3. L2 I'll be searching in L1, which is in dictionary. First I need to search 3. 3 it will search throughout at once. It's not there. Then it will check for 6. 6 it will directly go to key and will find out this element in order of 1 time. So here we can get the value, and with this getting of value from the dictionary, there is a beautiful implementation called LRU cache. I have made a video on this. You can search it by LRU cache nETSETOS. You'll get to know the implementation of dictionary easily. So with this, you can get the value 3. After that, it will check for 9. 9, it's not there. Then 12, it's there. So it will get the value, and we will get 6 and 12. Here, time complexity will be, if the length of the list is m and length of list 2 is n, time complexity will be order of m, whichever we are taking in dictionary, and space complexity will be order of n, as we are making a complete dictionary, so it will occupy space. Next question is, write a Python program to print PASCAL Triangle. So I'll start with writing 1 over here. And the next thing I'll do is to copy this 1 on my left side as well as right side. Same thing I'll do for next row. I'll copy this on left side as well as right side. But for the middle number, I'll take this one and do addition. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now for the next row, I'll copy this 1 to the left side as well as right side. Then for the middle number, I'll take this 1 and 2 and do the addition. 3. Same, I will do the addition of 2 and 1, 3. Then for the next row, I'll copy this number 1 and 1 to the left and right side. Then I'll take this 1 plus 3 as 4. Then 3 plus 3 is 6. Then 3 plus 1 as 4. Then for the next row, I'll copy the left and right side as 1. Then I'll do the same operation. We'll take this 1 plus 4 as 5. 4 plus 6 is 10. And 6 plus 4 is 10. Then 4 plus 1 is 5. Similarly, it will goes on. Hence, it will make a triangle which is said to be a PASCAL triangle. And I will get this triangle. So as to write a program, we will shift the number at the left side. So that this is 1, we will get at left side 1, then 1, 1, as here it will be written. Now what I'll do, I'll define the rows and the columns. For columns, we will define J, and for rows, we will have I. With this, if we see this series of numbers carefully, here you can see whenever this J is equal to 0, we have all the ones. So I can write the algo just by seeing these series of numbers. Whenever J is equal to 0, we will have all the ones. This is our first algorithm. Then for the second point, if you see it carefully, whenever I is equal to 0 with J is equal to 0, there is 1. When I is equal to 1, J is equal to 1, we have again 1. When I is equal to 2, J is equal to 2, again 1. So I can say whenever I is equal to J, we have 1 defined over here. As you can see, these are all diagonal points. So up to here, whenever J is equal to 0, we have 1 for the first column. Then all the diagonal elements will have 1. And the most important point is this 2. How it came? By addition of its above number and its leftmost number. So we can say if I is equal to 2, so for defining this 2, I minus 1 and J is the same one for which we have to define. So J, and for having this number, we can say I minus 1, as it is the one above row, we can say I minus 1 and its last column, it is J minus 1. Similarly for 3, I need to take out this 2, I minus 1, J minus 1, and for 1, it will be one row before and the same column. This is our column and this is for our row. So the third point in our algorithm will be to define this number will be I minus 1 J plus I minus 1 J minus 1. So these 3 points will constitute the whole program. Let us see by writing a program on PyCharm. So for this, I'll go to PyCharm. Here we will start with writing function def PASCAL underscore triangle, and here we will define our input, which we will define it as m. So m will be the number of input. Let's say I want the PASCAL triangle with 5 number of rows. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Up to this we can have a PASCAL triangle. Then we will define a list inside list in which we will store the number. So we will define a small a is equal to a list within list for I in range Rm. Now the first most thing, we need to define the rows. So I'll take the variable I for I in range up to m. Then number of columns for j in range. Here we will define up to I, because here it is terminating whenever I is equal to j. When I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1, this is the terminating point for second number of row. So it is simply terminating at when I is equal to j. Here I can write I plus 1. As in Python, we always take one number extra as it is starting from 0. So these are the pattern series. If you're feeling any confusion in numerical patterns, so I have a series on Python numerical patterns with star triangles, any numerical pattern, you can go through this. Now coming back to our question, the first point of our algorithm was whenever a column is equal to 0, it should have 1, as we have seen here. For this column is equal to 0. So let's write in a program. Here we will define with if j is less than I. Here either it will be 0. If j is equal to 0, our list should be appended with 1. So I can write ai should be appended with 1. Now the second part of our algorithm, we need to define for our diagonal points. Whenever I is equal to j, we will have 1. So the second point, if I is equal to j, our list should be appended with 1. So here we have defined the condition. When j is less than I, here for elif, when j is equal to I, ai should be appended with 1. Now the third condition of our algorithm, for this 3, we need to have a number before in our row and a number before in row as well as column. So for 2, it will be I minus 1, j minus 1, so that we will get 2. And a number before this row will be I minus 1 and in the same column j. Now the third condition, let's take it in else part. Obviously the column will be less than I. So here I'll write ai dot append first the row before. So it will have ai minus 1 and the j as it is in the same column, and the addition for a minus 1 and j minus 1. And then we need to return a. Now let's call the function PASCAL triangle and m, where m is equal to 5. So let's run the program. Oops, I forgot to print over here. So I'll write print and let's run the program. And here we got 1, then 1, 1 in the list. Here we have maintained this in list within list. Then 1, 2, 1, then 1, 3, 3, 1. Similarly, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. And our both list column will be closed. As you can see, we are getting all the j is equal to 0 as 1, and whenever I is equal to j for diagonal elements, it is also 1. Fifth question is explain join method in Python with examples.
Well, join is a string method which returns a string concatenated with the elements of iterable. This string is separator over here. If we comes to syntax, separator is a one which we want to place between these strings. Strings or list, tuple, dictionary, we can use any iterable. Iterable is the one which can be in a loop. For example, list, tuple, dictionary, strings, anything. Let's understand this with some examples. So for this, I'll go to PyCharm. First, we'll start with an iterable, that is list. List 1 is equal to Ram, Sita, then Lakshman, all the characters from the Ramayana. And here I'll give separator as, let's say, at the rate. So I'll follow the syntax by print separator dot join and our list 1, which is an iterable. So when I print this, I got Ram at the rate Sita at the rate Lakshman. So this is a separator over here which we placed at the end of the string. This Ram is a string. Here we placed at the rate. Here Sita. Here at the rate, and this will be a string. Now let's see if we don't give list. We just want to give integers. I'll write 1, 2, 3, 4. When I run it, I got a type error. Because here if the iterable contains any non-string values, it raises a type error exceptions. So here we are not supposed to give any non-string values in our iterable. If I convert this into string 1, 2, 3 and 4. So when I run this, separator joined with our string value. So make sure whatever iterable we are using over here, it should be in string form. Now let's use tuple over here. I'll give a variable tup is equal to, let's say, some names Abhishek, Reena, Sahil, and same the separator will be equal to, let's say, hashtag. Now I want to print sep dot join our tuple value. Now when I print here it will return Abhishek hashtag Reena hashtag Sahil. That means this separator can work on tuple as well. Now let's see for dictionary also. I'll give variable dict1 is equal to, let's say, name Reena. Her country name is India. And here I'll give a separator as and. Now I want to print sep.join dict1. Here in iterable I have given dictionary. Now when I run this, I got name and country. Here by default it will take all the keys from the dictionary. If I want here values, so I'll write here dict1 dot values. So when I run this, I got Reena and India. So by default it always takes the key of our dictionary at the time of joining dictionary, and when we need specially values as per our requirement, we can use dict1 dot values.
The next question is find index of first non-repeating character in a string.
For this, we will take an example. nETSETOS net. Here we will analyze with each character of the string. This is our string, and we will see N is occurring for 1, 2 times, E 1, 2, 3 times. If we see T 3 times, For S, 1 and 2 times the only character which is occurring for one time. And if we had M over here, which is also not repeating, this is also unique character, but it is occurring second time. So in this question, we will answer how to calculate first non-repeating character in a string, as we have O in this string. So let's see how we can calculate this. So as to calculate the frequency of the character in a string, hash map is the best data structure. So we will take hash map, or we can say dictionary in Python. Let's take a pointer on n. We will write character in the keys and the frequency, how many times each character occurring in this string will be in values. First, we need to check whether this n is there in the dictionary or not. If it is not there, then we will write n in key and the value as 1, as it is occurring for the first time. Then we will see E. Is E is there in dictionary? No. So we will write E in key and it is occurring for first time. Then for T, this is also one time. Now for S is also occurring for the first time. Then for E, if we check E, we already have E in our dictionary. So we will increase by 1 so that E is occurring for the second time. Then we will check T in our dictionary. Here it is already there, so I'll increment it by 1. Then for O is not there in our dictionary, so I'll write O with 1 time. S is already there in our dictionary, so it will get incremented by 1. Similarly, for N plus 1. Then for E plus 1. And lastly, T is already there in dictionary, so I'll increment it by 1. So if we look at dictionary, O is the only character which is occurring for one time. So if we have the question to take out the character which is the non-repeating. So for this, we will go to PyCharm and let's start writing function with def first non-repeating character, and string will be our input. First, we will give an empty dictionary. Then we will iterate it for I in range 0 to len of str. So I'll write size and I'll define size by len of str underscore r. Then we will iterate it. For this, we will define key as str I. Then we will check if key not in dict, it should be initialized by 1. As we did here, first we will check whether n is there in our dictionary. If it is not there, then we will initialize by writing n in key and value as 1. Same thing we did here. And if we have more than 1, so dict key should be incremented by 1. And we will print dict. First we will check whether we are getting the same in output or not. In str underscore r, I'll give the same input nETSETOS net. Let's run the program and let's check it out whether it is matching or not. Here we got n 2 times, e 3 times and o 1 time. Now let's proceed further. If I need to take out this O character, we will make another loop for key value in dict.items, where we will check if value is equal to 1 in our dictionary, then it should print the key and it should break there itself. So let's check it. Here we got O. And if we want value also here, so I'll write value. O character with one value. Now what if I want the index of this O? Let's say we have the index and I want index 6 which has the value 1. That means it is a unique character of a string. Since dictionary does not support insertion order, we need to take the help of array data structure here. Let's understand how we can take the help of array data structure. For this, I'll go to PyCharm. Now instead of this, I'll comment this and we'll push it down and we'll start writing with for loop for index in range len of str. Till here we have created dictionary and now we need to take out the index for first non-repeating character. So here I'll take in array data structure and we'll check if dict of str of index is equal to 1. Then it should return str underscore r with index, and here we will define counter and then we will increment counter so that it will check at each index whether each index has the unique character or not. So for this we will run the program and here I'll write print, and with this we will get character and I want the index also, so I'll write counter. So we will run the program and here we got the 6th index for O.
Then the next question is, write a Python program to convert two lists into dictionary as key and value pair.
For example, if we have two lists in which we want to map Nana with this number, Kimi with this, and Sheena with this number respectively. Here we have a new Python file. First, we need to make a function with list underscore to underscore dictionary. First of all, I need to give two lists in which I am naming as keys to be, let's say 1, 2, 3. These are all integer numbers and the values of dictionary will be, I'll give 1, comma 2 as their string. So I'll be giving in two quotes and here 3. Now for mapping keys with values, I'll be using zip. So as to map similar things, as I want to map 1 with ONE1, 2 with TWO2 and 3 with THREE. And I want to make it to dictionary, so I'll just give dict and last bracket, and I need to return to something, so I'll just write over here result. So here we got our complete program. The last step, I need to print this result. So when I run this, I got this keys paired with values. So these are in the form of list which are paired with the help of zip.
Now write a program to count the frequency of words appearing in a string.
Here we have to write a Python program to count the frequency of words appearing in a string. Let's understand what question actually wants. Here we have an example. Sheena loves eating apple and mango. Her sister also loves eating apple and mango. Here we can see Sheena is appearing just for one time, loves appearing for the 2 times, eating appearing for the 2 times, apple 2 times and 2 times, similarly mango for 2 times, her for 1 time, sister 1 and also ones. So if we return this string in the form of dictionary like Sheena occurring for 1, loves occurring for 2 times, and so on, the solution will look good in a dictionary form. So let's write a program for this. Here I have made a new Python file with the name frequency words. First of all, let's make a function with def, the name frequency underscore words. And here I want string from the user. So I'll write str is equal to input, enter a string. So after getting string from the user, we need each word to be separated out. So for this, I'll write li, a variable, is equal to str.split. And here I'll get my string to be splitted into words, and it will return in the form of list. Now I want empty dictionary. So I'll write d is equal to empty dictionary. And here I'll apply for I in li. Now here I want whatever word I get is there in dictionary or not. If it is not there, it will initialize with 0. So I'll write if I not in d.keys, as I want just keys of the dictionary, it will initialize this dictionary with 0, and then it will initialize by 1 as the word appears. So here I'll write di is equal to di plus 1. If you haven't got this now, don't be panicked, just wait for 2 minutes. I'll make you each and every point of this program clear to you. And after this, I will print d. Now let's run this program. Here I will enter the same string. And here we go. We got this Sheena 1 time, loves 2 time, eating 2 time, apple 2 time, and 2 time mango. Similarly for everything, even we got for full stop also, because we have put this full stop over here, and this the second time we put over here.
First of all, let us know the important points while finding a substring. When we find substring, first point, it should conserve the sequence. And the second thing, don't skip any character in between. And the third thing, that their length can vary from one character of string to the complete length of the string. For example, I have Tanuj over here. This is a string. So what will be the substring of Tanuj? It will start from first character T, and it will vary to the length of the string. So first T, then TA, then TAN, then TANU, and the last Tanuj. Now here we have taken from one character to the length of the string, which is 5 characters. And now we have covered the first character. Now we will take the second character, which is A, AN, ANU, and ANUJ. We have covered 2 characters. Then the third character, N, NU, NUJ. Then the fourth character, U, UJ. And then comes the fifth character, which is J. If you have focused these strings, they are following the sequence. And there is not a single character which is left in between. First is T, then TA, TAN, TANU, TANUJ. Here it will never leave a single character in between, which we have discussed over here. It should conserve sequence. You should not skip any character in between. And the length of the string can vary from 1 to length of the string. Till now, we have discussed what is substring. Now we will try to understand how we can find substring of a string. Here I have taken the string Tanuj and defined the index over here. This is my string str1 is equal to Tanuj. Now what I'll do, here I'll take I, which is at the first character of our string, that is at t. And then we will take the second variable j, which will be at I plus 1, that is on the second string. And the most important thing, we will take here str1 I slicing j. I have discussed this slicing part in my Python tutorial series. If you face any doubt over there, you can refer it. So I is at t and j is at a. Now what I'll do, I will follow this slicing part, and at each point I will be printing this slicing. So first I is at t and j is at a. The rule of slicing is the last part j is always ignored. So here we have I is at 0 index and j is at 1 index. So here t will be printed and j will move forward to the second index. Earlier we got t up till here. J is at now second index, that means 0 to 2. So we have I is at 0th index and j is at second index. This time ta will be printed. Now the next time j will be at third index, that means I is at 0 and j is at 3. So now TAN will be printed. So here we will print TAN. Then the next time j will be at 4. So I'll write I is at 0 and j is at 4. So TANU will get printed. Here we will have TANU. Then the next time j will be at length of the string and I is at 0. That means here we will have 0 to 5. So the rest part between I to j will get printed. So this time Tanuj will get printed. So here you have seen I is acting as outer loop, which is starting from first character and will travel up to second last, whereas j will travel from I plus 1 to the n plus 1, whereas n is the length of the string. Now the next time when I is at 1, j will be at I plus 1. So when I is equal to 1 and j is at second index, then only a will get printed. And here we will get a. Then the next time I will be at same place and j will be varying from the I plus 1 to the n plus 1. So here j is at 3. That means an will get printed. And then the next time j will be at 4. So here we will get Anu. Then for the next time j will be at n plus 1 while I is at 1 index. So we will get Anuj over here. This is 1 to 5. Now for the next time I will be at 2. Then j will be at I plus 1, that is at third index. So I is at 2 index and j is at third index. We will get n this time. Then j will be at fourth index. So here we will get nu. And when j is equal to n plus 1, it will have from 2 to fourth index, which is nuj. So here you have seen it is following the sequence of the string. If it is not following the sequence, then it will be said to be subsequence. which is another topic. And trust me, these are very important topic for dynamic programming. So you need to know the base of it. Now after traversing I is equal to 2, it's time for I is equal to 3 and j will be I plus 1. So here I is at third index and j is at fourth index. So we will get only u this time. Then j will be n plus 1. That is I is at same third index and j is at 5. So here we will get uj. Now the next time I will be at fourth index and j will be n plus 1. So here we will get just this fourth index, which is j. So this is how we will get all these substrings of this string Tanuj. Now let's run the program. And here we got all the substring of Tanuj. This is how we can find substring of a string.